What's up guys, my name is Jack and welcome to another episode of Nostalgia Unknown. This is a series I started to see if classic games are really as good as people say they are, but I've never played the games before, so I'm not looking through the nostalgia glasses. If you want to learn more about the series, there's a link to the info video in the description. So with that out of the way, let's jump right into Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2 is an action platform game developed and published by Capcom for the NES. The game features some graphical and gameplay changes from the first Mega Man, and many of the design choices in Mega Man 2 stuck and became staples of the franchise. Something interesting about Mega Man 2 is that even though the first Mega Man game was not very successful, Capcom allowed the team to create a sequel. They worked on the game in their free time between other Capcom projects. With over 1.5 million copies sold, it is the best-selling Mega Man title. It is also credited by some as one of the greatest games of all time, and it warranted re-releases on newer consoles and even mobile phones. This game has somewhat of a reputation among the gaming community, so let's see if it lives up to its name. The controls for this game are super tight and exactly what you'd expect. You get solid, near one-to-one air control and good jump height to navigate anything the game throws at you. I could also mention that there are a few power-ups you get in the game that are sort of navigation related as well, such as Power-Up 1, which is a floating platform that rises slowly, or Power-Up 2 that sends you flying forward on a rocket-propelled platform. However, I never really figured out what Power-Up 3 did. Anyway, not much to cover here. The controls are excellent. Let's continue. I know I started the things I like section in the last video with music, but I have to talk about it first here too. The music in Mega Man 2 is incredible. Catchy, intense tunes during levels and boss battles, as well as somewhat later tunes like the continue screen fit the game so well and are a joy to listen to. I was excited every time I got to a new level to hear the song that they would play. It makes a lot of sense that this game's soundtrack is often praised on its own, but in context of the game it works so well. Next is the power-up variety. Most of the power-ups in the game are super fun to use and really fun to experiment with. The only exception I can think of is Flashman's power, but otherwise the lineup of powers are solid and fun to use. It's especially fun to figure out the weaknesses of each of the bosses, and it's awesome when you figure it out. Lastly, this game is far more merciful than I thought, and that was a huge thing for me. This game's reputation really intimidated me and I feared the worst, but with unlimited continues available as well as a password system up until the game's final area, it really doesn't try to mess with you too much. This is good because it also doesn't compromise the overall difficulty of the game. It can still be as hard as they wanted it to be. It made me feel like the game was challenging but not unfair. I had a couple things that affected my enjoyment of the game, but we won't talk about that in this section. The one thing in particular that I disliked was one level. The second to last level in the final area was really tough, but the reason in particular that I didn't like it was because it required you to have a certain amount of crash to beat the boss. That boss and level was really unforgiving and difficult, and was the hardest section of the game for me. Oh god, I don't want to do this level again. But I have no idea what I'm fighting. Oh god! What the fuck? Okay! Did not expect. Okay, alright, I guess this room's just out to kill me. What? Why? Does everything bounce off of it? How am I... You have to kill him with... I don't have enough for that. I'm out. What? Nothing hits it except for crash. How? E-tanks restore... No, they restore your fucking health, not... Nothing works. One thing that really affected my enjoyment of this game was its reputation. I feel like all I hear about this game is how hard it is. In truth, maybe I was just lucky or had some experience from newer games carry over, but I really didn't have many problems with beating the game. That was awesome for me because it always sounded like this game was super hard. Though, on an opposite note, one other weird thing to me was that for how forgiving the game was, it had some incredibly unforgiving design choices. There were a few parts that made it feel like the designers had wanted to make the game way harder at one point, and some of these areas felt almost like relics of a much harder game. Oh god. Wow! You really have to be fast. Like, they ain't fucking around. Gonna go get the health, and then I'm gonna come back down. Tried to jump off the ladder, didn't let me. God, fuck. Fuck this! Is this the... Here we go! This part I know about. This is the part I was fearing, actually, so I remember that this part exists. Okay. It's forward. Oh, fuck this. I know, I mean, it's like safe trial and error, but... Oh, fuck. That was actually too close. Drop. That is so tight. Overall, though, playing this game was a great experience. It was validating as a gamer to beat one of the more infamous NES games. Yeah, see, I feel like you're a real gamer once you've beaten Mega Man 2. Because it's like the game. It's like the video game. It's definitely, and I say that like, it's one of those games where it's like, when you think of video games, you think of Mega Man. Specifically Mega Man 2, usually. And you gotta play those games. Ocarina of Time, you think of video games. Mega Man 2. Super Mario Brothers, any. They're all Nintendo. They got those staples. Sonic. There, I can diversify. Final Fantasy. I won't beat around the bush here. This game was really fun. I had a great time playing it, and I'm excited to jump into Mega Man 3 for the next episode. If you haven't played this game, go find a copy and play it. It's not very long, and it's worth your time. I think I can understand the love for this game, and I'm hoping it continues into the rest of the series for me. So, this has been Mega Man 2. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the video in the comment section. If you'd like to join me on my live stream where I play through these games to review, you can find me at twitch.tv/illusionmanwins, and there'll be a link in the description for that as well. So that's all for me. I'll see you guys next time for some more Mega Man.